Let's talk about what I find to be the easiest digital side hustle to make passive income online. This business is flexible, scalable, and currently earning me around $720 a day right now. So if you've been looking for a beginner-friendly side hustle that requires no upfront investment and taps into the power of AI, then keep watching. Now, it's no secret that there are loads of different side hustles out there, and I myself have done quite a few of them. From babysitting to photography to making homemade candles to blogging, I have done a number of side hustles, but none of those are what I'm talking about today. Today, I'm sharing with you what I find to be the easiest digital side hustle to generate passive income online, and that is digital products. Now, a lot of the other side hustles I tried, like babysitting or photography, these are trading your time for money. So although my photography business, I was able to grow it to multiple six figures a year and I was able to go full time, which was awesome, I found myself hitting an income ceiling. I found myself having to trade a lot of my time for money. So therefore, I don't really see photography being easy as a side hustle because on top of, let's say, your 9 to 5 or whatever it is you're spending the majority of your time doing, you're going to have to get clients, physically go out and do the shoots, physically edit the photos, and of course do the marketing and everything else that goes with it. And that's actually why years into my photography business, I was getting frustrated that I was hitting an income ceiling. And so when I found out about digital products, I knew that this is something I needed to do. And although photography turned into my full-time gig, I was able to start doing digital products on the side. So I was doing portraits Monday through Friday and weddings almost every single weekend. But when I found out about digital products, I decided to carve out every single Friday to start working on my digital products business. Now, obviously, if you're a 9 to 5er, Friday's not going to work for you, and that's okay. You're going to have to pick a day or maybe 1 hour every single day, whatever works for you to start carving out time for this side hustle. Now, back when I started with digital products in 2014, I actually found it a lot harder to get started. And this is another reason why I find digital products to be one of the easiest side hustles today, is because of all the technology, software, things like AI that is out there that can really help you speed up the process. So back in the day, to sell digital products, you had to do things like hand code websites, design and software that cost thousands of dollars, and actually have to know what you're doing when it comes to design. But today is different. With things like Canva and ChatGPT, all you really have to do is figure out what problem do you want to solve inside of a digital product. So personally, I find this side hustle one of the easiest ones to do, because no matter what side hustle you choose to do, you're going to have to carve out time. But with something like digital products, you don't have to physically go somewhere. You don't have to physically work with clients. You're not always going to be trading your time for money. Once you have the initial product created and the marketing and sales funnel created and working, that is when the momentum starts. Because just like passive income is defined online, it is work upfront to build with minimal effort to maintain. And that is exactly what I find to be true for digital products and why I find this to be one of the easiest digital side hustles. Now, we're going to talk just in a minute here on how to choose your niche and how to actually create your digital product. But if you're sitting here going,
well, I don't even know what type of digital product I want to create,
then I would love for you to download my totally free guide. It is a list of all 54 different types of digital products. I think this will help inspire, motivate, and spark ideas for you to decide what digital product you want to create and generate passive income with. Great, let's go ahead and talk about choosing your niche. So this is actually one of, in my opinion, the most important parts of having success with your digital product. I think a lot of people think that they need to spend a lot of their time on what software they should go with or what URL they should buy or what kind of website they should build. But in reality, the most important thing is actually choosing your niche, because the key to actually selling your digital product is making sure that your digital product actually solves a real problem for a real person. It's not about what you feel like creating. It's not about what you think people will buy. It's about dialing in and figuring out what people will actually buy, what problems they actually have that they will pay to have solved by consuming your digital product. So the first thing I want you to do is create a list. What are things that you're good at, that you enjoy talking about? What are problems that you've solved for yourself? What are problems that you've solved for others? Now, these don't need to be major, giant Einstein problems, okay? These can just be something as simple as, I went from eating out all the time to meal prepping, saving tons of money on my groceries and losing 10 pounds or whatever that is. Or it could be, I learned how to change my own brakes on my car and it saved me thousands of dollars over the years, not having to pay to have my brakes changed. Or it could be, I started my own doggy daycare in my house and this is how you can too, right? So really thinking about things that you've done, problems you've solved, what you've solved for others. Now, if you're sitting there thinking,
well, I haven't done any of the 3 examples you've given me, Molly,
then you need to broaden your mind because these are just examples, right? You need to list out things that interest you, things that you're good at, problems that you have solved for yourself or for others, and then narrow it down to one niche. And this is really important because you don't want to be the person that talks about meal prep and daycare and how to fix your brakes on your car. Like, trust me, you don't want to do that. You will be able to have success way faster and actually make more money by honing in on one niche and even 1 to 2 digital products max. And that is another mistake that I see people making is they think more digital products equals more money, but it's not actually about creating the digital product, right? Anyone can create a digital product, especially with tools like Canva and ChatGPT. Creating the digital product is easy, okay? The sales is where you have to get good. The sales is where you actually need to have a real strategy, okay? Because again, anyone can create a digital product, but just because you create it doesn't mean it's going to sell. How you know it's going to sell is by solving a real problem for real people. Okay, so now let's talk about how to actually create digital products and sell them online. Now, obviously this depends on the type of digital product you're creating. If you are creating a workshop, I would recommend just creating slides in Canva. They have templates for you completely for free. And you want to create a workshop that solves one niche problem. So not how to become a millionaire, okay? But maybe like one marketing tactic or one tactic that's needed to have success with business, right? Or not how to build a car, but how to fix the brakes on your car, right? Or not how to lose 100 pounds, but simply how to meal prep to save money and lose weight, right? So you want this to be one tactic. You want this workshop to be somewhere between 30 and 60 minutes. And again, all you need is some slides. You don't need to waste a lot of time on this. Honestly, you should be able to do this in 30 to 60 minutes max. If you're creating an ebook, all you got to do is bullet point what you want to talk about, feed it into ChatGPT. It will spit out an ebook for you, and then you're going to use that as a draft, go through and perfect it to your liking, and then pop that bad boy into a Canva template, and you have yourself an ebook. See, creating digital products is not the hard part. That's the easy part. You have to make sure that you have a good niche and you are solving a real problem. So how do you actually sell these? Well, aside from the most important part, solving the problem, what you need to do is you do need to have some kind of lead generation, which means you do have to have some kind of following. Now, this doesn't need to be a big following. In fact, as I was growing my YouTube from scratch, I went from just a few hundred that were sitting on my channel from years ago to just 1,700 subscribers, and I was able to get to $10,000 in revenue per month. So you don't need tons and tons of subscribers. And of course, now I have way more subscribers and I make way more revenue per month, but that comes in time, right? I just don't want you to think that you have to wait until you have loads of subscribers to make money with digital products, because you absolutely do not. You want to grow your following and your sales at the same time. Now, as far as growing a following online, I recommend posting to YouTube 1 to 2 times per week around your niche. And then what you want to do is 1 to 3 times throughout the videos, you want to mention your freebies. That way you can turn your YouTube viewers into email subscribers, because email actually brings in 40 times more sales on average than social media alone. And if you want to learn how to script your YouTube videos like I do, if you want my exact YouTube script template, your checkout page, which is just going to be a form where they put in their name, their email, their payment information. It's going to automatically deliver the digital product to them. And it's also going to automatically send that money to your Stripe or PayPal or whatever software you decide to take payments with. And that's exactly how you sell digital products online. It comes down to your following, your freebies, your email list, your checkout page. Following, freebies, email list, checkout page. Following, freebies, email list, checkout page. And again, I find this to be one of the easiest digital side hustles because it is quite simple. You come up with your niche and a problem to solve for others. You create the digital product. You start posting content and you grow your following and your sales at the same time. You don't have to meet with clients. You don't have to worry about the liability of filling your house with a doggy daycare. You don't have to babysit and worry about going to a stranger's house. This is something you can literally be doing just in the comfort of your own home while you have extra hours throughout your week. Now that you know what I believe to be the easiest side hustle to make passive income online, you might want to get started learning how to create your very own ebook